Record. Morning, everybody. Give us 1 second to get started here. Got people watching. All right. There we go. Oh, we look good. All right.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Welcome to Black Hat 2017, beautiful Las Vegas, and SecurityGuardRadio.com. What's your name, sir?
My name is Neil Feather.
What's the name of your company?
Sitelock, and our website is sitelock.com.
I like the way it sounds. It sounds very secure. Tell me what you guys do.
So what we do is we help business owners protect their websites and keep their customers and visitors safe online. So we offer a suite of products, everything from vulnerability detection to web application firewalls, malware removal, to help keep our 12 million website customers safe.
12 million. Wow. Now, do you do this in the cloud? Is it like a sandbox in the cloud, or how do you do it?
Yeah, so most of our products are based in the cloud. So we operate as a software as a service kind of model.
Yeah.
And we are trying to make website security as easy and approachable as we can to try to protect every website on the internet. So, that requires us to be able to do things, in a very highly automated way and, in a scalable way. And operating from the cloud is the best way for us to do that.
Now, I was at Black Hat last year, and I got hacked at home, got hacked on my phone, got hacked on my website for Security Guard Radio, but it was a nice hack. And when I was told by people...
What's a nice hack?
Well, apparently when I was told that it's like a welcome to Black Hat. If they hack you, that means they like you. They didn't shut me down. They just kind of, messed with it, and it caused a little bit of a problem. But it was... and I was laughing at the password for the Wi-Fi for this transmission. It's not exactly a secure password, right? So what are the challenges people have in this? Because I know, the average user, my show is all about education, right? Yeah. I'm trying to make sure the average guy knows that this is kind of serious stuff. What are the big challenges you guys have that you find that are the biggest threats? Is just stupidity? You can't say that, but I can.
I think the biggest thing that we face is a lack of awareness, right? So a lot of our customers tend to be small and medium-sized businesses, and what you read about and hear about a lot are breaches that happen to large companies, Sony, Home Depot, Target, things like that. But the reality is that most attacks are focused at small companies. They're kind of seen as the low-hanging fruit out there for cyber criminals. And it comes as a surprise to a lot of small and medium-sized businesses that they would even be a target for this type of attack. So that's kind of the biggest challenge that we face, when we're out there and really trying to help educate the market to make sure that, everyone knows that there's no such thing as too small to hack.
You got a question?
Excellent. I wanted to ask you mentioned earlier about the number of users you have. Are these small and medium-sized businesses in the U.S., or are you seeing also a growth on the global front?
Yeah, it's global. So everything we do, like I said, is deployed in the cloud, so there's no kind of geographical limitation to it. Certainly, we're based in the U.S., so, we do have a little bit concentration in North America, but we recently acquired a business in Europe that has helped us really expand our footprint outside the U.S. as well.
Now, what is your biggest... maybe your number one vulnerability you find with the lower, smaller sized businesses? What are they doing wrong that's getting them in trouble most of the time?
Well, the biggest thing that we see is that folks will end up installing a lot of software on their websites and not necessarily keeping it up to date.
Oh, okay.
And so when you see that happen, what ends up evolving is that over time that vulnerabilities are discovered in those pieces of software. And if you're not diligent about updating those things or using protective measures, cyber criminals will exploit those vulnerabilities en masse. So, think something like, open source plugins, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, that sort of thing. Our data would suggest that, if you have 15 to 20 plugins, you're up to 3 times more likely to get compromised than the average website on the internet. Yeah,
and we talked about this yesterday. If you guys watched yesterday, you remember that it's the open code that has to get to market fast, and the coders don't really, check it, and they say, we'll fix it in the next update. And that's what happens. And then you get a vulnerability, and they fix it later to get it to market, so they got to make some money.
Yeah, that certainly can happen. And, the other thing is, even well-intentioned and very well-thought-out code, eventually people will find vulnerabilities in there. And, the average website owner isn't particularly interested in, keeping up to date on security patches and releases and things like that. We feel like that's our job to do for them, so that they can focus on what they care about, which is running their business, not running their website.
So you're really an outsourced CISO, which is a great function and to some extent.
Yeah, exactly. So for us, we work, as I said, with a lot of small and medium businesses, and their main, if not only, IT asset that they own is their website, right? It's their reputation online, it's their brand. And so, we are able to outsource essentially all the security headache for those businesses, and we can act as that kind of single outsource CISO, single outsource kind of security arm, so that they can focus on what they're passionate about, and we can do what we love, which is security and managing threats and that sort of thing. But it's not necessarily the passion everyone has.
So I'm a retired cop. I'm suspicious about everything. It's just what I do. I get all this cybersecurity stuff, but my first question is going to be, I don't know if I want to give my website control to Sitelock. It's another party. What if it happens to them? How do you answer guys like that?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've noticed over time is that all businesses have started to accept and adopt more of the cloud-based type of solutions, whether that be for CRM or productivity apps or what have you. And the reality is that there's no such thing as being 100% safe. Right. But folks who are focused on security and do that full time are in a better position to secure websites, and IT infrastructure than folks for whom it is part of their business, and it is more of a kind of side job. So for us, it's our full-time job.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
No, just watching the clock in a few more minutes. I was interested in where you spoke about in terms of monitoring, helping your clients. So you're really the eyes and ears for them. So this is 24/7, and you're trying to automate as much as possible. I'm just curious, how do you alert them when there is a breach? Do you wait until the next morning and call them? Do you wake them up in the middle of the night? How does that work?
Center. Yeah, so we it's an automated platform. So we're sending emails out to customers immediately. If we find a vulnerability, if we find a breach, if they're being attacked, we'll let them know, those sorts of things. And we operate 24/7 here in the US. So any customer who's even the smallest customer up to the largest enterprise Fortune 500 companies that we work with can call us and get support round the clock from our team here in the US. And we just feel like that's an important thing if we're going to be helping particularly some of the maybe less tech savvy SMB folks to protect themselves out there. We want to make sure that they can ask questions and get a straight answer from a human being, in what tends to be a stressful time, right? A lot of our customers will come to us kind of after the fact, after they've been breached, and we're helping them kind of clean up and protect themselves on a go-forward basis. We're really encouraging people to be proactive, and try to address the threats before they become compromises, rather than kind of reacting to it. And that's where that education piece is so important to us.
Can Joe's Plumbing afford you guys?
Yeah, we have products that are built to kind of scale with the business. So our entry level products start at $10 or $20 a month.
Really?
Wow. And then we have products that certainly can scale up to thousands of dollars a month. But we really try to work with clients to right size the security and the level of service that they're getting based on the needs of their business.
SecurityGuyRadio.com is signing up because I got lots of problems with my website. Neil, what keeps you up at night? What do you worry about the most?
I think the biggest thing for us that we think about is, we work with a lot of small business customers, and they're really an important part of the economy here in the U.S. and also kind of globally, right? So the thing that I spend a lot of time thinking about and keeps me up at night is the stories that we hear from our small business customers where, a compromise will make the difference between them having a thriving business that employs, several dozen people to kind of being bankrupt the next day.
Yeah, it's that fine line, isn't it?
And unfortunately, the reality is that 60% of small businesses that get compromised are out of business within 6 months.
Really?
So
wow.
we really, spend a lot of time thinking about that and how can we do a better job to help get the word out and help educate people that, there's no such thing as too small to hack.
Beautiful. Neil Feather, Sitelock.com, Sitelock.com. Thanks for coming on Security Guy Radio at Black Hat 2017.
So much for having me.
Great interview. Thanks, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Stay tuned for another show up next.